guys? This is Ron here with Top Dollar Trucking. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about mechanics. Wow, this is a tough one. This is really a tough one. I should have been made a video about mechanics a long time ago. Uh, this is one of the reasons why I believe that a lot of people don't make it in this industry because one, they buy bad. When they buy bad equipment, they don't have how can I say they don't have the proper mechanics, because you got to understand something. A lot of these mechanics out here are not, one, good mechanics. A lot of them are rip-offs, and a lot of them make their money by not properly fixing your equipment. And so this is one of the biggest reasons I've seen a lot of guys that I've known over the years go out of business. Because when the equipment go down, and I personally experienced this myself, a lot of these mechanics just take advantage of you. I had my truck one time at the shop, and they misdiagnosed my truck. Cost me over $3,000, and had me sent off a part that was good for me to return back to the shop later, for them to tell me and my brother that the part I bought and the part that I sent off for the core, I actually sent off a good part, because some parts require the old part, which is the core. So man, you can imagine how I felt, and for them to tell me that they had now found the real problem. So what I'm saying is, if you're talking about an engine that could cost anywhere from 10 to 15 to 20 grand, rebuild or new, and these mechanics to tell you stuff that you may not even totally need. I've had several guys I've known over the years that, because they've had breakdowns, they've gone to shops, mechanics, that took advantage of them, ripped them off, said that it was more things wrong with their truck than what it actually was. I heard a guy tell me one time he broke down. I forgot, maybe in Wyoming somewhere out there, out there toward the Pacific Midwest, and he told me, man, it cost him about over 10 grand for him to fix it. There was something wrong with his engine or whatever. So they fixed it, quote unquote fixed it. He got back running, only for the truck to break down again. And the guy ended up having to spend about almost another 15 grand to fix whatever. I'm like, man, at this time, we need to be in court behind a lawsuit. So I don't remember all what he said, what ended up happening, but this is what the guy said. He had to break down again. I don't think it was the same problem this time. But he said, but because the people end up taking advantage of him, he just said, you know what? He paid the record to tow him to his home state, to mechanics that he know that he could trust. And so this is the biggest problem with a lot of the trucking, that a lot of people don't want to tell you. They want to tell you about the hype, the fluff, all of this, all the money you can make. But a lot of times, this can be one of the biggest factors that knock a lot of people out of the trucking industry, is dealing with crooked mechanics, dealing with shady mechanics and shaded mechanic shops. Now, I'm not saying all mechanics are bad. No, I believe there's a lot of good mechanics out there. And let me tell y'all, without trying to put anybody's name out there, but let me just say this here. Just because somebody, quote unquote, some of these big name shops and all these name brand shops, that does not mean they are gonna do you right. Because I have been taken advantage of by some of these big name shops. So what I'm saying is, you can maybe find a guy that maybe have a little smaller shop do you better than what's them, because it's all about character and integrity when you're dealing with these mechanics. And now that's very far and few between when you're dealing with mechanics, and not just mechanics doing a lot of things, but especially like I broke down out of town before, and man, did they try to stick it to me. So I understand that. I've gone through it, I'm having to deal with it. And that's why I'm saying, you got to try to stay on top of your game and try to stay on top of your equipment. That's why I try to encourage you guys to learn much as you can about your truck. Try to fix as much as you can, so that can kind of help you being taken advantage of. Sometimes it helps to get a second opinion. But, sometimes you may be broke down. You don't have the money to constantly be being told from this shop to that shop. Perfectly understandable. I've been there before. But what I'm saying is that a lot of times it's hard to find a good mechanic. And that's one of the things that you want to do. You want to try to find a good mechanic, a mechanic that you can trust. And I'm going to just tell you, it's hard. It's hard. A lot of times, you know, when you find one, he bagged up. You know, it's hard to get in there. And sometimes you may be at the mercy of going to someone else that's maybe not that reliable. But that's why I say, you know, you got to find you a good mechanic. Because in this business here, these mechanic shops can get over on you. I've heard too many stories of them just ripping folks off. So that's why you always want to, you know, I would try to recommend anybody before you buy a truck, you know, hey, try to get that truck checked out. Definitely. Do your due diligence. Try to get that truck checked out. It's not a guarantee or proof that something may not be wrong with it, but trying to find a good mechanic, and when you find one, try to hang in there with him. You know, somebody that you can trust. Because I'm going to tell you, it's got a lot of these fly-by-night guys out here. I'm telling you, I've had my fair share of them. Put bad parts on my truck, you go back to them, then they get to arguing with you, get to fussing with you. They don't want to fix it. They don't want to give you the money back. Then I had one guy, he put an exhaust pipe on my truck that connects to the turbo. He put supposed to be new, but it cracked right around where it bolts to the turbo. You know, so it was seeping air. Oh, when you put the clamp on there, it's going to be, no, it's not, man. The connection is broke. So no matter how tight you put the clamp, it's not going to stop it from seeping air. So I just said, you know what? Hey, you know, my wife said, you know what? You don't want to working on your truck. He arguing. He don't want to, you know, give you money back. He don't want to give you the part. I just say, look, man, just give me the part. He took the clamp off. He saw it. It wasn't even on there a month before it broke. I said, look, man, just give me the part. I'll put it on myself. He still didn't want to do it. Oh, no, I got to do it myself. So, you know, needless to say, I never went back to him again. So if you got to get combative with these mechanics, hey, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to say 10 times out of 10, you don't want to working on your truck. So look, when you find a good mechanic, try to hang in there with him, you know, and, you know, hopefully it'll work out for you. But that's one of the hardest things in this business that I've seen a lot of guys. I can't begin to tell you how many guys I've talked to that have had so many problems with these mechanic shops that they so-called fix their truck and they don't, and they had to go back to another shop only to pay somebody else to fix the so-called problem all over again. You know, so hey, look, I know they got some good ones out there, but a lot of them, just like drivers, you got bad drivers, good drivers. They, you know, they make a name for themselves by what they do. So, hey, look, when you find a good mechanic, try to hang in there with him. This is Ron with Top Dollar Trucking. I just want to drop this on here. This little video about mechanics. You need a good one. Try to find a good one. When you find one, hang in there with him. Subscribe to my YouTube page. Make sure you you know, you like, and when you subscribe, you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. I'll see you guys next time. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and make sure you share this content. You guys stay safe out there.